Hi there, and welcome to She Spice. Continue to increase the show. Many years recall when Chris Isaak established an unexpected kiss on Cameron Diaz during a live music second. Then there was the stunning Adrian Brody Hollyberry kiss that sent shockwaves through the applause crowd. And presently, we have John Cena streaking in the buff at the current years. Service, yet clutch your seats in light of the fact that Dwayne Johnson has a few succulent considerations on Cena's wild tricks. So what precisely did he say? Dwayne "The Stone" Johnson met his Hollywood partner and WWE mate John Cena behind the stage at the 96th Oscar ceremony at the Dolby Theater in Los Angeles. Cena wasn't in his standard conventional dress, yet was hung in a robe that was to execute his half follow-up on the stage while introducing the best ensemble grant for the night. John Cena's demonstration earned enormous commotion from the fans, and it spread quickly on the web. The Stone has himself taken a stand in opposition to his collaboration with Cena the earlier day on Monday night's release of Jimmy Kimmel. Liv Kimmel let the Stone know that he had passed up an opportunity to go after Cena. The Stone answered a half John Cena isn't the person who I need to go after when Kimmel inquired as to whether he would go after Cena, assuming he was completely to this. The Stone answered, I want him completely before I assault him. That was his joke about how John Cena's title-snatching appearance at the Oscar function on Sunday worked up a hurricane of responses as he strikingly took to the stage in a condition of disrobe anyway, in opposition to starting presumptions. His fastidious preparation and adherence to rigid rules described his apparently extemporaneous bareness. Walt Disney TV leader VP Lute Plants shed light on the unpredictable elements behind Cena's dramatic openness, uncovering that everything was painstakingly organized to consent to administrative guidelines, while conveying the greatest comedic influence. We ensured that, in every practical sense, he seemed to be a Ken doll UPF friend. Plants unveiled the assortment. This scrupulousness reached out to disguising any likely breaks of conventionality, with measures set up to cover Cena's break from view, and safely secure the envelope containing the honor for Best Ensemble Plan. Notwithstanding, these shields in Cena's show were to be sure of a reality that enthralled crowds and lit discussions via online entertainment. Factories dug into the in-the-background dealings that happened between a BC function makers and the Government Correspondences Commission, featuring the fragile harmony between pushing limits for comedic impact and staying away from administrative punishments. The possibility of Cena coincidentally uncovering more than expected posed a potential threat, provoking a fastidious desire to relieve chances and guarantee consistency with broadcasting guidelines. The grappler entertainer who fittingly enough featured in the hit Barbie as a Kendall Merman joined service to have Jimmy Kimmel in front of an audience for a praise to the scandalous streaker of the 1974 Oscars, showing up all natural to introduce the foundation. Grant for Best Outfit Plan. The Birkenstock shoe-clad Cena had just the classification envelope covering his groin as per Plants. The specific measure of Cena's skin to be shown was a subject of dispute between a BC function makers and the FCC. There was a great deal of hesitance about a fine from the FCC as well as potential protests. The maker said the principles and practices of the Chiefs were inspiring, as indicated by Molly McNerney. I think toward the end, we as a whole got to where we were agreeable. S&P principles and practices were agreeable, and they didn't compromise the parity. A piece, said McNerney, a leader maker of the Oscar service, and Jimmy Kimmel Live, I was exceptionally grateful that we didn't need to send Cena out there in clean clothes, which I'm certain legitimate would have favored when the Ricky Stanicky star showed up in front of an audience with just the envelope. Virtual entertainment was abuzz with banter about how much on the off chance that any dress was behind it. That was everything I needed. McNerney said to Assortment, perhaps it's not what the FCC Principles and Practices Group needed, but that is most certainly what I need for the 2024 Oscar for Best Outfit Configuration. Went to Holly Whitington for Unfortunate Things. Cena gave her the prize in a stopgap frock that was quickly tied on during the class show. Montage, you need to do those humiliating minutes on screen where you're approached to give of yourself and be weakly seen, and, as of late, let individuals know whether it's dressed as a merman. Whether it's in your clean whites or in a Brittany Lance's outfit, you must earnestly commit. He added that frequently certainty and silly fortitude are all you want in the meantime. Cena's outfit or deficiency in that department caused a colossal buzz on social media, and many fans were not satisfied. Truth be told, some felt that John Cena was going through what is frequently alluded to as an embarrassment custom. It is nothing unexpected that John Cena is strolling in front of an audience at the Oscars during early evening television that youngsters are undoubtedly watching. This isn't simply an embarrassment custom. The Hollywood sick people are unquestionably getting off on this. I'm certain Jimmy Kimmel is too. We should not fail to remember that Kimmel had Tom Hanks do a play on his show, Younger, where he called a youngster a sex child and made them sing. Speak profanely to me. Likewise, Kimmel ran one more drama on his show, highlighting a FBI distinction in it, and a pizza is the PE code that has been affirmed by the FBI DOJ records and neighborhood policing. These individuals are debilitated, one fan remarked, and someone else who remarked on this is Andrew Tate, the questionable web-based entertainment force to be reckoned with, who said he accepted the WWE legend and sold his spirit. I need to make something clear. I was saying today on Twitter how John Cena yesterday at the Oscars was doing his embarrassment custom to fulfill his compensation aces. He proceeded to add that certain individuals were saying goodness, perhaps he is advancing his film. It doesn't matter at all to me what film I make. You can't persuade me to do that. You can't persuade me to accomplish something fruity or bizarre. It doesn't make any difference. Whatever film I'm in, I will not do it in light of the fact that my standards are areas of excessive strength. Let's assume he is just advancing a film, which is as yet concurring with me since you are saying he did it to advance his film for cash, since he offered his spirit to his gay compensation aces regardless. Only a couple of months prior, John Cena was seen brandishing a schoolgirl-style small skirt, cosmetics, high heels, and leggings. Lie to me if need be. John Cena, the spirit has been sold. A subsequent fan added, "For what reason are you allowing them to do that to you?" I know it's a cost you need to pay to be in Hollywood, but come on, one more VIP exposed to the ceremonial embarrassment of the Oscars is Halle Berry. On that very night, Denzel Washington won Best Entertainer and Sidney Poitier was acknowledged with a privileged Oscar. Berry turned into the principal individual of color to win the Best Entertainer Oscar, and she stays the last. This second is so much greater than mine. Halle Berry said through Wales during her 2002 Oscar acknowledgement discourse that this second is for Dorothy Dandridge. Lena Horne, Diane Carroll, it's for the ladies that stand next to me. Jada Pinkett, Angela Bassett, Viva Fox, and it's for each anonymous and nondescript lady of variety that currently gets an opportunity since this entryway this evening has been open. Berry perceived the extent of her triumph going into the function. Berry and her ballmaker, Lee Daniels, were sure she would lose. She had lost everything to space. But in the room Daniels uncovered, it was strange. It was out of body. Berry likewise recalls that it was a haze. However, what she cannot deny is that her discourse came from my shared mindset of what I had been feeling from the beginning about the shoulders of the ladies that I stood on a couple of seconds into the discourse. She says that reality sank in. I had the possibility of graciousness. I'm up here. I assume I won this thing for her job. Berry, then 35, turned into the main lady of variety to win the Best Entertainer Oscar at this point. She is likewise the rearward. Furthermore, to Washington's honor, Berry's watershed win came that very night as a privileged Oscar for Sidney Wharf, who turned into the primary first person of color to win a Best Entertainer Oscar in 1964. However, a significant part of the commitment of that second has neglected to emerge, and I'm crushed. Berry talked about the absence of variety among the best entertainers. I would love to stay here today and say that implied something on that evening that permitted 5 others to remain there close to me in 20 years. That would be an enormous win now. Besides lamenting about the absence of variety in the function, Berry likewise confronted an exceptional attack you see during a similar service. Adrian Brody won the Best Entertainer Oscar for his part in The Piano Player, a film in light of the existence of Jewish writer Liesl Spillman in the post-World War II period. Brody was 29 that year, making him the most youthful man to win the Best Entertainer classification, a record no entertainer has outperformed. Brody's conspicuous delight was obvious in his acknowledgement discourse. I haven't exactly composed a discourse on the grounds that each time I composed a discourse for one of these things, I didn't win. Brody started, and what I can be sure of is that I've never felt this much love and support from my PE years, from individuals I respect, or from complete outsiders, and it implies an extraordinary arrangement to me. Sadly, Brody's 2003 Oscar win is likewise paramount for an absolutely unique explanation that could never fly today. After showing up in front of an audience, Brody embraced Barry and, at that point, quickly locked lips with the entertainer. A while later, Barry looked noticeably stunned and immediately slid into abnormal giggling. The kiss was met with excited praise from the VIP-filled crowd anyway. Subscribe She Spice for more videos.